So we're back with the summer I turned pretty. Or the summer I want Adam to get to stepping. Because y'all know that I am team Save the Brotherhood. Y'all know this, I've said this many times. And you know, the whole love triangle thing, you know, I'm there for the drama, you know, it's just, there's a lot going on. But I know for sure, okay, Adam needs to leave. We don't need him. We really don't.
Yup.
Welcome back to The Rosy Romantic. I'm Bree, and today we're gonna talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3, Episode 3. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Also, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and let's chat. Just to let you know, there will be spoilers throughout this video, so let's jump right in. So let's start all the way back to the beginning of the episode with Jeremiah and Belly. They're happy, they're newly engaged, they're enjoying their newly engaged bliss. And we have Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather, we stick together. And my one thought is, okay, not about the engagement just yet. My thought is, Amazon, it has to be a deal with Amazon Music because there are so many current songs that are being played or songs from last year. And I'm like, dude, what is the budget for this? And then you're playing Taylor Swift songs, like I don't know what's going on. And then we get to see Jeremiah propose. He gets down on one knee and he has this little ring. Now I know some of y'all are gonna say that the ring's so small, the diamond's so small. Yes, that's all he could afford.
We'll pack our lunches, we'll cut out coupons.
It's coupons.
Coupons, yes.
No, you're saying coupons.
It's fine, it's not important. We'll cut out coupons.
If he's paying with his own money, okay, that he's been, you know, been received, then look, he loves Belly, he's trying his best, he's got his cute little glasses, you know, Jeremiah's, he's so cute with those little glasses. And he's like, Belly, you know, I think, or Isabella Conklin, when you marry me, they have a really sweet moment. And I'm like, okay, they're really cute. But here's my thing. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Jeremiah said, I don't want any more secrets in between us. Belly still hasn't told him that she spent Christmas with Conrad. And this is recent, okay, since we, you know, changed up the storyline from the book. This, you know, would be in that same of her, you know, your junior year, I think so. Okay, if I'm wrong, Amazon, y'all need to give like a timeline or something, some MCU TVA timeline, because I'm confused, okay, from the book. But then we have Belly, and she's like, you know what? To get away from my problems, I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I don't blame her, okay? She's gonna have, you know, a nice iced coffee with Taylor and meet up. And Belly's like, girl, I'm getting married. Taylor's like, girl, what? Like, for real, for real? And she's like, yeah, for real, for real. And she's like, girl, are you pregnant? And I know that's going to come up a lot within the TV show because it came up a lot in the book. And then Belly's like, no. Like, I really love Jeremiah, and Taylor brings up a good point. Like we said in the last video there, with breaking down episode 1 and 2. And if you haven't seen that, feel free to watch it. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna put that right up there for you so you can get caught up. And she was saying about Steven's accident, a heightening of the moment, and then she was thinking about Susanna. And I think that is very true. I think they were both thinking about the life and death situations, and they really got caught up in the moment. I do believe they love one another, but you know, there's a reasoning behind that. Jeremiah stating the proposal and then Belly accepting it because she's also thinking about Susanna, they're going through grief, all those sort of type of things. Belly's trying to divert those questions. She's like, you know, and if we brought up Conrad, I know she'd be really like, you know what, I'm gonna take my coffee and leave now because, ooh, I don't want to talk about that. Then we jump to a scene with Steven and Laurel, and Laurel's taking care of Steven, and he's not supposed to be on screens or working, but what is he doing? He's working, you know, he's being on the screens and stuff, because not only is he recovering physically, okay, he's also recovering emotionally. The thing that he went through, life and death, and Laurel's trying to bring this up to him, like she's like, I'm just grateful that you're alive. And Steven, his default is always like humor, like, you know, oh, I'm fine, like, you know, it was, you know, it was whatever. He's very nonchalant, but I really wish they would like really dive deep into that about like how scared he was and his emotional state and that he could break down in front of his mom. Like, I wish we could have some of those moments. But Laurel, great performance. The actress that plays Laurel, she's incredible. So after that scene with Laurel and Steven, we see Conrad. And Conrad is running. He's running with Agnes. And then I think about it. I'm like, I see it now. I see the chemistry between them. Before I didn't. It's maybe because I didn't get enough scenes of them. But then I was like, they'd be a cute couple if Conrad, if you give it a chance. Like, you're talking about your, you know, relationships, past relationships, friendships and things. He's being open. I'm like, everything that he's talked about in therapy, you know, he's working on. I know you think Belly is the ideal, but Conrad, you should wake up to see what's right in front of you, man. Like, I clearly, like, she cares and she has a little bit of that dark comedy, which I didn't really appreciate because, you know, of, you know, what's going on with Conrad and things, but I guess he understands it. He also has dark comedy himself. Like, you know what? If they did get together, I, you know, wish the best for them, okay? I wish the best for them. Then we see Belly finishing up at Finch University and she's moving out. And that has been like the most peaceful move out I've ever seen. Because when I would be moving out, you know, from college, from dorms, it was so hectic and we were sweaty. Like, it was just, ugh, it was not peaceful. So happy for her about that. She meets up with Annika. And Annika's like, hey girl, I'm gonna miss you. She's like, I'm gonna miss you too. And you know, we didn't get to have like our 2 a.m. and wings and watch Golden Girls. And I was like, wait a minute. The correct way to watch Golden Girls at that time, even though it's probably the most irresponsible thing to do, is cheesecake.
You're a grown woman. I can't tell you what to do.
But then Annika and her, they have a serious talk, and then Belly brings up that the fact that she's back with Jeremiah, things are good, and she's like, so what do you think? What do you think? Annika's like, girl, you need to stop. You need to stop to worry about what I'm thinking, and what do you think? Are you happy with him? Do you want to be with him? Stop asking people these questions, you know, stop asking like, you know, Taylor, you know, and everybody, like, what do you think, girl? And that meant Belly think, you know, about a couple of things. So I'm hoping, turn this thing on, Belly, okay? It's a little wake-up call there.
Actually, you know what? I don't care what people think. Do you think I care too much about what people think?
We move on to the next day. We have Belly and Jeremiah. They're talking about the speech and how Jeremiah's a little bit nervous about it, but you know, Belly's kind of reassuring him. And they're trying to figure out, how are we going to break it to Conrad about this engagement? And Jeremiah's like, I really don't want to tell him like over the phone, that'd be weird. But as long as we're together and we tell him, maybe we could do that. Belly's going, you know what? You should tell him by yourself. Right after that, we see Jeremiah call Conrad. And Conrad's looking at his phone going, uh-oh, I just got fired from my internship. That means that I don't have any prior commitments, that I could go to the memorial, but do I want to? But, you know, I really can't talk to my brother right now because he's going to tell, you know, there's something in my voice, you know, everything that's going on. Meanwhile, Jeremiah is either calling him about the speech or he's calling him about Belly and their engagement. I'm like, this is wild to me. So then, like, here we go. Conrad's like, well, I'm just going to decline that call real quick.
I can't look at you, man. You stay on your side of the room, I stay on my side of the room. That's what I was told.
Now we get to one of the most special moments of this episode is where Laurel and Belly are going over all these pictures because they want something to present at the memorial and her remembrance board. And I thought this was so well done. Because they're just sitting there talking about Susanna, they're talking about, you know, all these summers and cousins and the kids, you know, were young and how much, you know, their family and friends and things. And I'm like, Belly, does it not click to you, okay, the hurt that you could cause between both of these brothers, okay, if you don't get it together? Like, I hope that sinks in for her. But the show gets me again because it pulls me right out of that moment. And then we see Belly getting ready for the memorial. you would think she's getting ready for a date. You would not think she's getting ready for a memorial. Maybe they could have had flashbacks of, Susanna. I know we just saw those pictures there, and something sentimental. But no, it's Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, fun song, love it. But I'm trying to understand here is, I know what that song means. Okay, I'm getting the context within the song, because she's like, please, please, please don't prove I'm right. So obviously, since we have made up with Jeremiah, it's not about him. Who's it about? Tell me right now. Tell me in the comments. Who is this song about? Because now I'm getting upset.
What do you mean?
You process this however you need to process it. If you want to keep talking it out.
I'm gonna put my disappointment with Belly aside, because we're gonna talk about Susanna's memorial and how Jeremiah's speech, it was beautiful. It was really just moving, and it's heartbreaking. And I wish they would have panned to Conrad in the back, so that way Conrad could look at his brother, have that sweet special moment. We don't get that, which is unfortunate, and I'm really upset about that, because they could have included that in this adaptation. So we still get the speech. The garden is gorgeous, it's beautiful, and it's really breathtaking. But again, we don't get those sweet, heartbreaking moments for long, because it's about to get messy. After the speech, we see Jeremiah and Belly talking about how they're so excited to get married, and then everything goes to slow motion. And I was like, oh, here we go. I was really ready for salt air and the rust on your door. I never knew. What is it? What's the lyrics? I know the song. I never needed anything more. Be so serious. Be so serious, because if you're playing all the songs in the world, go ahead and play it. Okay? If you're putting things in slow motion, just like you had with Lover in the first season, just go ahead. At this point, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Right in front of Jeremiah? I cannot believe. But you do see the brothers being able to hug and say that Conrad was like, man, I saw you up there, like you crushed it, man. And then Jeremiah's like, I missed you. I'm so glad you're here. They're trying to break my heart, okay? They're trying to break my heart, because I can't. When things go down, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I am in incredible pain.
And then Belly and Conrad have this really awkward, it was already awkward in the book enough, but it's super awkward hug, super awkward exchange. Everything about it is just awkward. He's like, how you doing, little sis?
Are you for real right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure y'all don't have a relationship like brother and sister, okay? I'm pretty sure you don't. Actually, I have proof. I have proof at your time in Cousins, yeah, multiple times, yeah. Who's gonna break it to Adam?
Bring everyone and a camera.
Now we have officially arrived at the dinner. And this is one of the messiest dinners that I've ever seen. Because if I was there, okay, and I was sitting right next to this table, at first I'd be like, what is going on? And then I'd be eavesdropping. I'd be like, what? They're getting married? Oh, she's not pregnant. Okay, what is going on? And what's with the dad? Like, why is he so mean? Like, why is he just so mean?
We're living in a society. We're supposed to act in a civilized way.
I really wish that Laurel was the only person speaking at that table. Because Adam, you need to go. Like, you don't even have, you don't have room to talk, because Laurel was talking in glowing terms about Stephen and Belly, and I bet she would for Conrad and for Jeremiah. But here we go, Adam, okay? after he's already ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Okay, and I believe Jeremiah did as well, probably Stephen, I don't know. No one was thinking about price, like they're just being, just think, okay? Someone's offering to pay, don't go for the most expensive thing on the menu. Okay, and Laurel, you should have had Adam pay. What is wrong with you? She's like, I'm trying to, you know, like I got it all together. Girl, I'm just going, Adam, aren't you paying? Aren't you paying? And I say it real loud for everyone to hear, you know?
Yup.
Then we have Adam and his idiotic self. He says, oh, Conrad, I'm so proud of you, like, And then we talk about Jeremiah and he's like, oh, and here's Jeremiah, our super senior. Yay, look at him go.
But you should know that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Eleanor Roosevelt said that.
Yes.
The way I paused the show and I got up, I couldn't stand it. I really could. I'm being so serious with y'all. Because why are you humiliating your son and not in front of just his people that he knows as family, okay? Family, that you are going and insulting him and making fun of him and mocking him and in public.
You got to go.
Martin, don't do it.
No. Lord, I'm sorry, but your boy's out of line.
So Belly, you know, at this point, you know, I'm understanding where she's coming from, okay? So I will give her some credit on this because Jeremiah is almost in tears. He's almost in tears, but he's trying to keep it together. He's trying to stay strong. Poor Conrad, he's just like, this man has always been like this, and I've been trying to go to therapy. I've been trying to do it, but this man is just, ooh. And he can't, right at that moment, defend Jeremiah because they both been through so much from this man. Like, this man is horrible. So then Belly says, you know what? Well, Jeremiah has some news to show you, okay? And to share with you. You know what? And then Jeremiah's like, no, we don't have to do this now. But Belly's like, you know what? We're gonna tell him. We're gonna tell him right now. You know what, Adam? We get married.
Because most parents want the truth, but they can't handle the truth.
The room goes quiet. Okay, I as much as this is messy and I am very just discombobulated with all the things that are going on, I love this because I need to see Adam's reaction. Yep. He was like, what? What's going on? I can't believe. Poor Laurel. She's sidetracked by this. And then Conrad's sitting at the end of the table. And I thought that boy was gonna pass out.
Did you just? Mm-hmm. And did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bartender, can you call an ambulance?
Poor Conrad, I am so sorry. But, you know, the way that Adam was treating Jeremiah, I couldn't. I wish they had a chance to pull him to the side. Jeremiah wanted to do that. You know, in the book it goes down very differently. But it just all just happens and it begins to spiral and they're, you know, talking about how they're very serious about this. And then Adam said something so cruel. What was it? He says, and I quote, I hope you don't think you're getting your mother's ring. Okay, oh. He's like, look, I know you already don't like me, okay? Do you even love me at this point? Because I don't even understand it. Where's the animosity coming from? Is it because, you know, my sister and I were talking about this and we're like, is it because that Jeremiah reminds you so much of Susanna and how much you did her wrong? Is that it, Adam? I think we're getting to something there. You know, novel Ness, you know, my sister, she's on to something. She's on to something.
I like that take on it. Is that what it is?
I'll take that.
Things are just, it just spirals down and it spirals out of control. They don't even have the dinner. Which I'm like, y'all, they done made that food for y'all. I would have been like, I need to go back. Okay, and then Adam, he's paying, not me, and I walk right out. And then we forget. We forget about someone. Well, I didn't forget. Conrad. Conrad is the last one to walk out of this restaurant. And he's standing there. This poor man is standing by his Toyota Camry. Everyone has left. No one stayed back.
'Cause I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me.
Steven, no. Laurel, no. Adam, no. No one went to go check on Conrad. Y'all wrong for that. Y'all really wrong for that. You know, and he's standing there all alone in his rental Toyota Camry. Where he gonna go?
Oh, I think we broke that boy.
Is he gonna go back to the cousin's house? I don't know. Is he gonna go up back to Boston? That's why you should have brought Agnes with you, and she should come to Cousins. Vote in the comments down below. Do you think Agnes should arrive at Cousins? I think so, y'all. We really need to change things up a bit, because if y'all want to mess with timelines and stuff, okay, then we can shake things up a bit. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you thought of this episode? And I hope you have a comfy and cozy rest of your day. Bye.